All right, welcome. I'm so excited to have you. My name is Kristen Baker, and welcome to the 3 shifts to triple your income and attract only high-ticket soulmate clients. So you're in the right place if you are a coach, consultant, freelancer, service-based business owner. You have real expertise to support clients in achieving goals and getting great results. You're currently focused on learning how to sell premium packages, charging $3,000 to $100,000 plus for your work. And you actually enjoy your work. You're not building a business to escape working, but to be able to do the kind of work that is most fulfilling to you. So if this describes you, pay very close attention, because this is gonna be the best 60 minutes you've spent working on your business. So in the next 60 minutes, you're gonna learn how to close new prospects into within 24 to 48 hours into a premium package, even if you have a small or no list, how to create a pipeline of high quality leads who love you for exactly who you are and who let you shine as an expert. You're gonna learn how to repel needy, demanding, critical clients who constantly ask for extras and freebies and leave you feeling drained and exhausted, and how to do all of that without spending hours on social media, fancy funnels, complicated, stressful launches, so that you're well on your way to dropping any other source of income and being able to focus 100% on soulmate client work. So here's my promise to you. On this masterclass, I'm going to give you a step-by-step strategy to triple your income and attract only high-ticket soulmate clients. Now, before we dive into the good stuff, I do just want to check in, see where you're at, see if any of this sounds like you, all right? Are you tired of depending on a soul-sucking day job to take care of your living expenses? Are you tired of settling for client projects that are outside your zone of genius? Or are you tired of relying on a significant other to take care of you financially? Do you feel exhausted at the end of the week because you've spent all of your time hustling to keep the pipeline full, chasing down ambivalent prospects, walking on eggshells to keep clients happy with barely enough time left over to actually do the work you enjoy? And do you feel pressure every single day to figure out how to get this passion of yours to start carrying its financial weight, but do you also feel overwhelmed by all of the options to get your message out there, get more visible, build your list, attract more leads, get more clients, and you're feeling unsure about what's actually going to move the needle? Do you constantly second guess that you're even saying the right thing to actually attract and close those premium clients who really value your unique gifts? Or maybe have you ever felt like you really put yourself out there, but only to have your best ideas ignored, dismissed, or even worse, ridiculed or very negatively criticized? And really the question is, do you feel suffocated by your business's constant demands of you? More leads, more clients, more sales, more revenue. And the problem is that if you don't figure out how to break free of these problems, you're either going to end up settling for less money than you deserve indefinitely, or you're going to have to settle for less than soul purpose work and clients. So if that sounds like you, I actually have some good news, which is that these are just symptoms of a deeper problem. And they can be solved very quickly, very easily with 3 simple shifts. And we're going to talk about what those are in just a second. But just know for now that once you make them, you're going to have a strong and consistent pipeline of prospects to choose from who actually appreciate you, value you, and let you shine in your expertise. You're going to know how to sell premium offers in days, not months. You're going to get your marketing and sales to start working for you, so you spend less time hustling for clients and spend more time working with clients, indulging in creative ideas, and mastering the delivery of your service. You're going to have influence in your industry. You're going to be able to reach out and collaborate with the best of the best in your field. You're going to create and sell only offers that energize you, where you feel in flow. You're going to feel relaxed at work. So you don't need so much vacation time, but when you do go on vacation, you're able to fully relax, go guilt-free, and be fully present with your friends and family. You're going to create financial security with soulmate client work and be able to drop all other sources of income so you can really focus on this business and building a business that you really love. And you're going to be able to make a real difference in your prospects and your clients' lives and feel in alignment with your true purpose. So before we dive into the shifts, I just want to take a few seconds to share a little bit about my background and how I created this framework. So I've dedicated my career to creating and refining a methodology around the synthesis of 3 things. 1, identifying what work makes you feel most alive. 2, discovering the right people to pay top dollar for your unique gifts and selling that work to them. And 3, the mindset to be able to share your most authentic self without being stopped by the fear of rejection. So the synthesis of these 3 things started for me about 11 months after I graduated college. I started my career in a new business development role, and it felt out of alignment for me in many, many ways. And I quickly decided I didn't want to spend 60 hours a week for 40 plus years waiting for the weekends. But I had no idea what I wanted to do instead. I wasn't one of those kids who knew exactly what I wanted to be when I grew up, but I was given ample opportunities to express myself through creative work and projects, so I did have some idea of how I wanted my work to feel, creative, inspired, engaged. So 11 months after graduation, I really dove in and devoted myself to the discovery of my own personal calling and purpose through diligent personal research, plenty of coaching. And in the meantime, I transferred jobs. I went to a high-ticket sales job that was significantly more rewarding, but it still wasn't quite my dream job. So in that role, I was lucky enough to work hand in hand with billion-dollar closers. And during that time, I extracted a sales system for me personally to be able to close over $100 million myself during that time. And as I started gaining clarity on my own purpose, I dove more into the study of psychology of performance and potential. I obtained my master certification in money mindset and purpose coaching, and I used that framework alongside over 15 years of personal inner work to develop a process to continue to uncover my potential and shed my fears around the authentic self-expression required to reach my potential. So I combined over a decade of sales, mindset, purpose, research, personal mentorship, and personal implementation to synthesize the soulmate client attraction methodology. I used it for myself to develop an offer that is totally in my zone of genius, makes me feel alive delivering. And also I used it to go from struggling to sell my work for $35 to consistently closing $5,000 plus contracts while increasing the value and results for my clients. And I taught this framework to my clients who, for the first time in their lives, were able to do the work they'd always dreamed of doing with clients who adored them and getting paid in alignment with the amazing value they were providing. And what I discovered was 3 shifts that were the common denominators, and I am so excited to dive in now and share them with you. All right, so shift number 1 is the anatomy of a premium offer. So when I decided to create a premium offer in my business, I did so for a few reasons. 1, I realized just how much I really wanted to give my clients. And 2, I realized that if I didn't raise my prices, I would either have to decrease what I was able to give my clients and significantly increase my marketing and sales efforts, or I wouldn't be able to afford to stay in business much longer. And since I loved supporting clients, I decided to raise my prices. But even with my extensive sales background and experience closing million-dollar contracts, when I started increasing my prices, I got so much pushback, and I felt crazy when my coach kept telling me they're not saying no because of the price, when they would literally tell me it's too expensive. But some part of me believed my coach because other people who weren't even as good as I was at helping people, at helping clients, were charging and getting way more than I was, and their clients seemed happy to pay it. But the problem that I realized was that I had no practical tools. I was inspired to charge what you're worth, but doing money mindset by itself, it's important, but it's not the only piece of the equation. So if you try and raise your prices or command a premium price point without understanding the practical side too, you're gonna put whatever revenue you have been making in your business in jeopardy. So I kept looking for answers, and finally one day it clicked. Are you ready? Here it goes, okay? Number 1, you create an offer around an outcome. People are already paying $3,000, $10,000, $50,000, $100,000 plus for. Cool? Number 2, you make sure that your offer helps them get the same or preferably better results as their alternatives at that price point. So simple enough, right? Now, I know some of you may have already heard some version of this, but even if you've attempted to do this, stay tuned because I'm gonna help you discover some of the mistakes you may have been making that have been preventing you from converting the clients that you want at the price point that you want, and how to avoid those mistakes. So if you don't already know what this means though, this is what it looks like. So let's say you're a health coach and you specialize in helping people get rid of chronic pain or discomfort. The question you want to ask yourself is, who is already spending the most money on that and why? That way you don't have to convince people they should need it. You're not doing any of that. You just connect with people who are already spending money on it, not getting the results they want. You come in, you help them finally get the results they've been looking for. It's awesome, right? No convincing, just educating. Can you see how much lighter and easier everything in your marketing and sales will feel right away? You know how much less pushback you're gonna get? So if your offer isn't converting, it may be because you've chosen an outcome that people aren't actually already paying for, or they're not yet clear on how your work can help them achieve that outcome better than their alternatives at a comparable price point. Make sense? Cool. Now, I remember when I first heard this, though, I definitely had a few concerns you may resonate with, all right? With my expertise and interests, I could help people get a lot of different possible outcomes. And a lot of my clients feel the same way when they first start working with me. Maybe you've experienced that too. And I know for me, I was afraid that I would choose the wrong one, or I'd narrow too far and I'd lose some of my biggest passions. But I realized that as long as I chose an outcome that I loved learning about and creating solutions for, I wasn't actually focused on what I was missing out on. And I was actually even able to incorporate more passions than I ever could have imagined. So let me give you an example. Imagine that you have a passion and expertise for nutrition, mindset, and personal training. But if you try and market them separately, you're gonna dilute your efforts. On the flip side, if you only choose one, you miss out on the opportunity to serve clients in a really powerful way, get them even better results, and stand out from other service providers. But if you choose an outcome, like more energy to keep up with your active toddler, right? You can use all three of these things, nutrition, mindset, personal training, to help people get even better results than just one of them alone. One of my clients, was so fun working with, combined, she had a passion and an expertise in both improv and management consulting. And before we were working together, she was chasing down $800 contracts for months at a time. But now that she's selling specific outcomes that her clients were already paying for, she's closing $5,000, $10,000 contracts in weeks. She's no longer convincing. She's just educating about how her unique combination of skills helps them get even better outcomes. Really awesome. So it's really, really, really fun too to help people combine their passions in a way that's really powerful for their clients. So my other concern though with selling a specific outcome was that the outcomes that people valued the most also tended to be the most difficult to get. And while I knew I was good at what I did, there were always a lot of variables outside of my control and outside of my clients' control in how quickly they would achieve the outcome that they wanted. But you do need to be able to help people get results that they've finally been looking for. And this is where even really talented, even really smart people get a little insecure. It took me a while to see this, but here is what I finally discovered. All right, so once you've narrowed down the scope of outcomes that people are paying premium prices for and the ones you're most energized by, you need to determine what your ideal clients bring to the table that enables you to do your best work and help them get the best outcomes. What are they bringing to the table that enables you to do your best work and help them get the best outcomes? Huge distinction, really important distinction so that you're not putting all that weight on you, right? So for example, maybe you run a marketing agency. You do your best work with clients who already have a working pipeline, a proven offer. You come in, you optimize it, getting working even better. Or maybe on the flip side, you thrive in helping startups use marketing to quickly validate their offer. Both clients are already paying big money for marketing help, but they are bringing very different things to the table for you to help them get different kinds of results. And when you're a specialist in an outcome that's right for their needs, you become an easy choice for one or the other. Make sense? So from executing this step alone correctly, I've had clients 5 times their previous hourly rate. Narrowing the scope of your work to outcomes that people are already paying for and differentiating yourself is how you triple your rates and triple your income. It's how you'll sell 2 $5,000 packages a month and have consistent $10,000 months. It's how, you'll sell 4 clients and have your first $20,000 month. You can depersonalize it and stop focusing on charging what you are worth, because you are priceless. You are worth millions, billions, trillions, and start focusing on what is the work worth and who is the work worth the most to. What do you bring to the table? What do they bring to the table? So I want to tell you a quick story about my client, Stephanie B. Stephanie is an opera singer and a professional development consultant. Before working with me, she'd been kicking around an idea of how to combine her opera background and her consulting knowledge, but she didn't know how to package or sell it. And after we worked together, she told me that having permission to work with the people she wanted to work with, it made it so much easier for her to spot them. And after only a couple weeks of working together, just from her existing warm network of friends and family, no new traffic, no new list building strategies, she sold 2 packages into a brand new offer. It made $5,000 in sales within a couple of weeks. So it can happen really quickly with the right tools. All right, so shift number 2, the anatomy of a soulmate client offer. So choosing a specific outcome that people are already paying for, being able to deliver an outcome to the right people better than their alternatives, is how you command a premium price. Now, you need to make sure you've chosen an outcome and an offer that's also in alignment with your gifts and purpose, because that's what's going to determine whether your business is a dream job and a place you look forward to showing up every day, or a place that you dread and want a constant vacation from. Now, this may seem like the easy part, but when you misdiagnose what is giving you energy and what is draining you and make incorrect assumptions, burnout will not be long behind. And the more burned out you are, the more opportunities you're going to miss, because you won't have the energy to take advantage of them. So it's lose, 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 right? So misdiagnosing this is one of the biggest mistakes I see that really slows people down from being able to make a living from only soulmate client work. All right, so a soulmate client offer is really about 2 things. Here we go. The scope of the offer itself. So what that means is choosing an outcome that you love supporting the right people in achieving, and when you're immersed in it, you just love learning about and increasing your expertise in. And it's also about the actual day-to-day tasks of delivering the offer that allows you to shine. Are you somebody who would rather implement, or would you rather teach? Would you rather consult? Would you rather execute? Would you rather do one-on-one sessions or group, or maybe a mixture of each? Some hybrid combination of each is really the sweet spot for you. Because the thing is that I see people take on roles all the time that aren't in alignment with their zone of genius, because they incorrectly assume that people value those roles more. So for me, for a long time, I thought I was supposed to be doing 12-month packages of one-on-one coaching, but I always had so much resistance to that. When I dug a little bit deeper, or maybe a lot deeper, I realized that I was actually much better at and much more energized by creating a step-by-step process, walking people through it, giving one-on-one feedback, and laser coaching on the implementation. So this was like a hybrid role where I was giving my clients the best of me as both like a hybrid of a coach and a teacher. And this level of nuance really enabled me to shine and to thrive and really deliver the best value to my clients. All right, so the second part of a soulmate client offer is this: your ability to share yourself authentically with prospects and clients without burning out. So what this means, all right, this is about your energy. This is about the energy that you have in your offer. It means that if you set a boundary in your offer, let's say you set a boundary in your offer that you don't answer questions or emails over the weekend. Are you still tempted to check in? And even if you don't actually open your inbox, are you able to be fully present with your friends and your family, or are you worrying about clients and business all weekend, which is draining and exhausting? Because if each client you take on brings with them a heavy weight of responsibility and fear of disappointing them, you're going to burn out really fast. And here's the thing, no changes to the offer, the marketing copy, the sales structure is going to make any kind of difference if you are carrying that weight and that worry with you 24/7. So in order to build a business that energizes you, you must be able to distinguish between the two. And I often see people not clearly able to distinguish between the two. You have to know the difference between when the work itself is draining you or energizing you, and when your inner dialogue is draining you, when your fear, your insecurity, your self-doubt, your worry is draining you. Because if you cannot distinguish between the two, you'll never be able to find true fulfillment and flow day to day. So let me give you an example. Let's say you wanted to include, you were thinking about including a live workshop in your offer, but you do it and then you feel really drained afterwards. The question is, do you not enjoy speaking live in front of an audience, or is your fear that they'll be bored, they won't like you, they won't get results, maybe general stage fright, is the fear draining you? Or maybe, and this is actually most common, is it some combination of both? So you have to be, if it's some combination of both, you have to pull it apart enough to be able to tell which is which part of it is draining you. But let's say that you incorrectly assume that speaking is draining you, but the real problem is that your insecurities are draining you. If you just change your offer, and let's say you change it to maybe like a done for you service, right? But if the same insecurities still exist, you're still going to be drained by the fear that they don't like you. You're still going to be drained by the fear that they won't get results. So you're still going to burn out. Like it's not going to solve the problem. However, on the flip side, and I see this happen too, a lot actually, if you assume it is fear and insecurity, but it was actually the action of public speaking that just really doesn't energize you, you're going to waste all this energy and time trying to overcome limiting beliefs that don't even exist, right? When you can just switch into something that's more in alignment with your energy and get even better results. That's what happened to me with my one-on-one, 12-month coaching program, because my coach at the time, she thought it was my fear of responsibility, not that it was really just not out of alignment with my gifts. Because I misdiagnosed the problem, I just wasted more time than necessary selling and delivering an offer that wasn't quite right for me. And while I was still delivering amazing value, it really just wasn't at my highest level of potential. So once you're able to differentiate between whether it's your inner dialogue that's draining you or if it's the work itself, you then also need a process for course correcting based on what the real problem is. Because when it is fear and self-doubt and insecurity, you can't just hope they're going to go away or pretend they don't exist, because they're going to keep running on autopilot in the background, draining your energy until you do the real work of transforming them. And if it's the scope of the offer that needs to change, you also need to be able to course correct it and find where this new or tweaked or differentiated offer overlaps with a premium outcome. Now, the good news is that with the right tools, you can create an offer that combines many of your interests, expertises that you and soulmate clients adore. You can create it in 2 weeks or less and start selling it at a high ticket price point and delivering amazing value right away, like my client Stephanie B did. But if you've done an exercise like this before and you're still struggling to attract the right people, you may not really be able to figure out or realize which of these pieces is actually missing, and you may need personalized feedback by someone who specializes in integrating all of these elements cohesively to correctly diagnose and then fix the problem, like my client Liz did. So Liz came to me, she had a top producing sales background, a prestigious MBA, and yet her travel business was still in the red. She was struggling to close $150 contracts, and the trips she was planning were not engaging her creatively. So through my soulmate client process, she discovered how to combine her unique passions to create an exceptional travel experience that none of her competitors could come even close to offering. And within 6 months of working together, not only had she closed her first $15,000 contract, she was now averaging $3,000 to $5,000 per client, but she was inspired and fulfilled again, planning unique, custom adventures that engaged her passions and interests. And because we figured out how to cut down on her administrative work, she was also able to plan her clients' trips in 6 weeks when it used to take her 6 months. She told me she's happier at work, her clients adore her, and they value her unique gifts. Shift number 3, create a pipeline in 60 days with only 3 steps and 4 skills. So, attracting high-ticket soulmate clients is about understanding the anatomy of a premium offer and a soulmate client offer. And this is critical to attracting the right people, your business being a dream job or a nightmare. So if you cannot confidently answer the question with a high degree of specificity, who values your work at $3,000 to $100,000 plus, and who doesn't? And what makes you different from people in your industry that deliver comparable results and quality? No marketing or sales strategy or tactic is going to work. But once you do have this nailed, if you don't have enough people in your pipeline, what's going to happen is that you're either going to make no sales or you're going to have to revert back into shape-shifting yourself to whoever is in front of you willing to pay you something, right? So let's talk about getting enough people coming through your pipeline so you have real freedom to say no to the wrong clients without putting your financial security at risk. All right, most people way overcomplicate this. Launches, lead magnets, websites, branding, photo shoots. You don't need any of that to start attracting high-ticket soulmate clients. And in fact, if you do waste time on these things, you're gonna be losing out on real clients that are really waiting for you. All right, 3 steps. You ready? Step number 1, you need a source of cold traffic. Step number 2, you need a way to book that cold traffic into sales conversations. And number 3, you need to close them in a sales call. That's it, super simple, but I do want to go into a little bit more detail. All right, so cold traffic is any way that you get brand new prospects to become aware of your work so that you can build a relationship with them and they either become clients or referral sources. So cold traffic could be through networking, speaking, advertising, organic content marketing. When you're first starting, you have a few options, okay? You can actually either skip cold traffic altogether and just sell to people who already know you, or you can choose 1 or 2 sources of cold traffic right away. I do have a few I recommend, but the one that you actually choose and ultimately choose really depends a lot on your short-term goals, your long-term goals, your preferences, and your personality. But I will say, a lot of times, once you have clarity on your premium soulmate client offer, you may not even need a cold traffic source to get clients right away. Just from that clarity, I've had clients sell 4-figure contracts to their Facebook friends or friends of friends. My client Liz, I just told you about, she had a 200 or 300 person email list from her days as a real estate agent. When she did the work of the premium soulmate client offer and shifted her messaging into her travel business, she was able to close people from that list into high ticket offers. Now, the next step is to invite new prospects into a sales conversation. And there's actually only 2 ways to do this. One is by creating content that converts into sales calls. So for example, writing emails that convert into sales calls, or even an in-person talk that converts into sales calls. Or 2, one-on-one conversations with people. So what that means is, let's say you're at a networking event, you're literally gonna have a one-on-one conversation with somebody and invite them into a sales conversation with you. In the beginning, I do recommend that my clients make time for a mix of both. All right, so now that you've booked calls, I recommend using one-on-one conversations to sell your high-ticket offer, typically via the phone, because it instantly builds connection and trust. You get to learn what prospects value. You get to maintain flexibility to offer what you want until you've really nailed down a package that works best for you. And you can learn how to do it in a way that feels consultative, not manipulative or pushy. And once you've learned how to do this, you can use what you've learned to write even more persuasive and compelling content. And eventually, after you've mastered it, you could even start to try more advanced sales strategies like selling to groups or even hiring a salesperson. So it's not necessarily forever if it's not something that you just adore doing, but there's a ton of value to doing that in the beginning of your business. So here's the thing. I wish that I could tell you exactly what you should do every single day in this training, but your marketing plan is unique to you. You need a plan that is both sustainable for you and gets you results that you need right away, because Facebook ads work great for one person, but another person is better off doing networking, in-person networking to meet their needs. Once I understand you and your goals, I make sure my clients have an exact plan of what they should be doing every single day to create a pipeline that they need, all right? But that's the 3 steps, all right? Those are the 3 simple steps to follow. Now, what are the 4 skills? So I've already alluded to them, but I do want to outline them a little bit again, all right? Number 1, you need to learn the skill of one-on-one consultative sales conversations. So whether you're using them to book sales calls or you're actually using them to book a client, learning this skill is how you close people in 24 to 48 hours. If you are chasing people down for weeks or months and you have no idea if and when they're going to close, if they're even worth your time, this is a skill that needs more work. Number 2, you need to learn the skill of how to create content that converts. It's very different to create a talk with great content than it is to create a talk with great content that also drives people to take an action, like signing up for a sales consultation with you, or even just an impact, and leads them to take action to do something better with their lives. Number 3, you need to learn the skill of creating, refining, and communicating your unique competitive advantage. Now, this includes everything from understanding your niche, your target market, your ideal client, the outcome you help people get, your unique value proposition, buyer persona, positioning, brand promise, how all of those things work together cohesively to communicate in the right way to the right people, to build credibility, to draw them in and repel the rest. So it's really critical that you learn the skill of how these things work together, because they're woven throughout everything in your business. It's not just your content or your copywriting, it's everything. It's what you include in your offer, how you explain it, what you include in your upsells, your cross-sells, your renewals. It's the kind of questions you ask in your sales conversations, in your intake form, in your testimonials, in your feedback. It's how you ask for referrals. And it's also in your ad copy, your email newsletter content, your talk titles, how you pitch yourself as a podcast guest, your about page, all of the copywriting and content that you do throughout your entire pipeline. Your ability to master and understand this skill and execute this skill impacts the entire life cycle of your customer. And to attract the right people, it must be as consistent as possible. It must align with the kind of work and the role that you want to do. So, skimming the surface is like with things like demographics and personality traits is not enough. It is much deeper and much more important than that, so that everything that you create in your customer life cycle is all about attracting the right person to you and making it very, very easy for them to say yes. All right, skill number 4 is the skill of mindset. Recognizing when your fears and doubts are draining your energy and preventing you from being able to take advantage of important, maybe even critical opportunities, and how to truly be free of those fears and limitations. Learning how to coach yourself, how to transform fears and doubts, and also when you need to engage the support of a coach. Because without learning how to work with your mindset, fears, doubts, insecurities, they drain your energy, they slow you down. It's the difference between getting creative and resourceful when problems arise and getting defeated and overwhelmed. It's the ability to put your best ideas out there over and over again without constantly bracing for negative feedback. One of my clients, her name is Jerry, she worked so diligently with me on her mindset, particularly around her sales calls. And she used to dread making the offer in her sales calls. And through our work together, she told me they're now easy for her to do. And so not only does that make her day-to-day work feel lighter, but it's also been the difference between struggling to close 1 client a month to now closing 12 clients in 1 month. So it's pretty amazing and important work to do. So that's it. 3 steps, 4 skills for repeatable, predictable success. Now, these skills are simple. The steps are simple, but they require a commitment and support to really learn and learn well. Because if you decide not to invest in help, like any other skill, if you DIY it, your results are going to be a lot slower, right? You could learn to play the piano with YouTube videos, but it's going to be a lot slower than with a highly skilled piano teacher, and you may end up with some really bad habits that become particularly challenging and very expensive to correct. So you're going to learn these skills faster if you get both training and personalized support and feedback. So it's similar to investing in a graduate degree in your field of study, right? And the good news is the faster you get help, the faster you get high-paying, amazing clients. Now, even if you have a background in sales and marketing, or you've taken some Attract Your Dream Client programs or coaching, if you're still struggling, you need to find somebody that you trust to help you figure out what's missing and fill the gap. I mean, I've had clients with highly prestigious MBAs, top producing sales backgrounds, but learning to sell yourself in an offer that you love is a whole set of new skills that most people, even with sales and marketing backgrounds, don't learn. But once you do, you can get results very quickly. I had a client I worked with, her name is Elizabeth. She came to my program, she had some marketing training, but she told me that she didn't really feel like there was enough depth or structure in the support that she got before. She was also working full-time as an engineer and a single mother of a toddler, so her time was at a premium. She did not have time to waste, and she did not have time to dilly-dally or make mistakes, and she didn't want to delay her results. She'd recently graduated from her health coach training with a mindset background. She had no leads, no lists, and never actually even had a paying client before, and she needed to make her time extremely effective. So she committed to these 3 steps and these 4 skills. She created her premium soulmate client offer, and because she was hyper focused with the little time she had, she was still able to close 5 new clients in less than 90 days. She raised her rates 80% during the program. And while I actually don't typically work with offers under $3,000, Elizabeth was committed to learning how to sell a high ticket package and raise her rate. So she started the program selling her first client into a $900 offer, and by the end had sold her first $2,400 package, and she continues to increase her prices. So I was really, really proud of her, really excited to watch her progress. But she was somebody who did not have time to waste, did not have time to DIY it, and she got amazing results very quickly. All right, so today I promised to teach you how to close new prospects within 24 to 48 hours into a premium package, even if you have a small or no list, how to create a pipeline of high quality leads who love you for exactly who you are and let you shine as an expert, and how to repel needy, demanding, critical clients who constantly ask for extras and freebies and leave you feeling drained and exhausted, and a step-by-step strategy to triple your income and attract only high-ticket soulmate clients without spending hours on social media, fancy funnels, or complicated, stressful launches by focusing on 3 key things, all right? Creating a premium offer that stands out from your competition for the right clients. Number 2, ensuring you've truly made it a soulmate client offer that energizes you. And 3, creating a consistent pipeline of clients by focusing on 3 steps and mastering 4 skills. And these 3 shifts alone are enough to triple your income and attract only high-ticket soulmate clients. Now, you have a choice. You can take this information and try to figure out how to customize it to your gifts, your vision. You can try and piecemeal it together and hope you're not missing anything critical to creating your vision. All the while, every single day, continuing to depend on your soul-sucking day job to take care of your living expenses, or having to keep settling for client projects outside your zone of genius, or relying on your significant other to take care of you financially. You can continue to feel exhausted at the end of the week because you've spent all your time hustling to keep the pipeline full, chasing down ambivalent prospects, walking on eggshells to keep clients happy, trying to cobble together some new skills with barely enough time left over to actually do the work you enjoy, continuing to feel the pressure every single day, how to figure out how to get your passion to start carrying its financial weight, still confused about what's actually going to move the needle, and hoping to get lucky that what you're doing is actually going to start working consistently, predictably, not just every now and then, and still second guessing that you're saying the right things to actually attract and close high-ticket clients who value your unique gifts. Still having your best ideas ignored, dismissed, criticized, ridiculed. Still feeling suffocated by your business's constant demands. More leads, more clients, more sales, more revenue. And still not really sure how to break free of feeling that you have to choose between settling for less money than you deserve or settling for less than soul purpose work and clients. Or if you want to start attracting high-ticket soulmate clients now in the next 60 days or less into an offer that you love, that energizes you, where you feel in flow, if you want a clear process to keep raising your prices to the place that you ultimately want them and feel good about it, if you want your marketing and sales to start working for you so you have to spend less time hustling for new clients and more time indulging in your creative ideas, working with clients, and mastering the delivery of your service. If you want to create a strong and consistent pipeline of prospects to choose from who appreciate you, value you, and let you shine in your expertise. If you want to be clear on what to focus on, confident in what to say, and what is actually moving the needle, and well on your way to dropping any other sources of income you might have to be able to create financial security and abundance through only soulmate client work. And if you want to make a real difference in your prospects and your clients' lives immediately and feel in alignment with your true purpose, if that's what you want, here's what I have for you. My team and I have set aside some time in the next few days to speak to you personally about how you can apply these 3 shifts to your unique vision, your business, your unique gifts. Whatever your biggest challenges may be, myself, my team, we've seen it, we know how to overcome it. So we're gonna get on the phone for about 45 minutes to an hour or so. And on this session, what we're gonna do is we're gonna help you map out a plan to drop all other income sources except soulmate client work. We're gonna help you discover what's been stopping you from attracting clients who value you and your unique expertise at the price point that you want. We're also gonna determine what you need to identify low-hanging fruit opportunities to inject cash into your business in the next 60 days or less. And the cost for this call is absolutely free, but the catch is that it's not for everybody, all right? So this is right for you if you either already have a high ticket offer or you're serious about learning how to sell high ticket offers now so you can work your way up to whatever price point you want as soon as possible. This is right for you if you know you have the training or experience to help people get real results if you work with the right people and you have a commitment to excellence. This is right for you if you're able to dedicate a minimum of 5 hours a week to marketing, sales, and working with clients over the next 90 days, if not significantly more. And this is right for you if you are able to focus right now on making a living from work that is fulfilling to you. If you're able to focus on expressing your passions and your purpose through your work. And this is right for you if you don't have years or decades to waste hoping that DIYing these key business skills is gonna be enough to reach your goals. You value your time, you value high quality education, and you recognize the lifetime value of skill mastery. And this is not for you if there's a disconnect between the results you want and the effort that you're willing and able to put in. I can help you at any pace, and my clients always surprise me with how fast they can get amazing results, but you have to take 100% ownership over how big and how fast you want to go. This is not right for you if you define success by money alone. Now, obviously, I help people make money and get clients, but not at the expense of fulfillment. And this is not right for you if you have zero budget for additional marketing and sales skills. And listen, I totally understand if you've already invested time, money, and energy into marketing and sales trainings, dream client trainings, high ticket dream client trainings. I've been there. And I have a lot to say about it, but if you're still struggling, there is still a gap in what you need. And if you don't have time to waste, the fastest way to close that gap is by correctly diagnosing what's missing and getting the right support for you at the right pace for you. So here's why we're doing this. Each month, I only have a few spots open for new clients where I personally walk you through the process, and working together is by invitation only. So this call is designed to help us both get clear if it's a good fit for you right now, and even if it's not, you're gonna walk away with new insights about what to focus on next, fewer distractions, more clarity. The questions are designed to support you in learning something new about yourself, your unique situation, and what's stopping you. So there's no pressure to work together. We only want people who are really ready and it's the right fit for and the right pace for. But if we do invite you to work with us, here's what you can expect in our work together. You're gonna be able to find where your soulmate clients have been hiding, the ones who are going to pay you $3,000 to $100,000 plus. You're gonna learn how to close them inside 24 to 48 hours, no more long or pushy sales cycles. And I'm also gonna teach you how to 10 times the value of every single new customer. So you need a much smaller tribe to reach your income goals of $5,000 a month, $20,000 a month, whatever it is, right? And I've had plenty of clients sell 4- and 5-figure packages even during the first 8 weeks of working together, even starting their businesses from scratch, no lists, no leads. So it is possible if you are ready for that pace, and we are here to support you in creating your definition of success at a pace that works for you. So if that sounds like you, go ahead and click the button below. We're so excited to talk to you. It's gonna take you to my calendar page. It might take a minute to load, but so just wait a second. But you're gonna see all the available appointment times. Just grab whichever one works for you. After that, you're gonna be taken to a short application. Make sure to fill it in so we can really laser focus in on your call and give you exactly what you need, help you get the most insight and clarity out of it. And then we're gonna hop on the call at the appointment time that you picked. And it's gonna be the best hour that you've spent working on your business. So go to the link, click the button, and we're going to speak to you very soon. So excited to talk to you. So excited to talk to you. And the last thing I just want to leave you with is a story about one of my clients. Her name, it was also Stephanie. And Stephanie S. Stephanie, before going through my system, Stephanie told me she was really, really frustrated in her work. She was working an unpredictable schedule. She was being paid. This was a brilliant woman, like very talented woman, very highly educated woman, being paid $16 an hour. Her work was stressful, her clients were pushy and disrespectful, and she spent many evenings locked in a room doing unpaid work while her 3-year-old at the time was begging her dad to let her in the back room to see her where she was working. She said she was stressed out, she was working too hard for such little money. Ugh. All right? And she told me that the stress was affecting her relationship with both her husband and her daughter. But after only 8 weeks of working together and working with me, Stephanie S., she closed her first 4-figure contract, which was 5 times her previous hourly rate, but beyond just the money. Stephanie told me this. She said after working together, she now believes that what she teaches has deep intrinsic value. It's a gift she wants to share with the world. She says, I literally empower women and men from all over the world to build their careers and make their voices heard in their communities and workplaces. How beautiful is that? It just gives me chills thinking about it. Me personally. and Stephanie said, she said that she also sees now that her mindset has the power to open her up or close her off from opportunities. She said she owned a small business in the past and she did it alone, but this time around working with me, she noticed a huge increase in motivation that she had when working with somebody who gave her direction and feedback and challenged her to challenge her thoughts and her motives. And for the first time in her entrepreneurial life, she didn't feel alone. She said, Kristen doesn't let you off the hook. She pushes you to find the very edge of your comfort zone so you can grow yourself and your business. And she said, more importantly, I love that spirituality and mindset is an integral part of her work. Sure, it's a numbers game at some level, but you have to dig deeper to reap the real rewards. So I'm so blessed and honored to have been able to work with Stephanie S. and all of my clients. And I really look forward to speaking with you very soon and connecting with you very soon. And it's just been an honor to be able to spend time with you today. And I can't wait to learn more about you and your business and support you in your next steps. All right, take care. Bye.